right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending today's meeting. And the Brantford Accessibility Advisory Committee meeting is now called to order. The roll has been taken by the clerk. So I would like to ask everyone, when you are speaking, please state your name so that everyone knows who is speaking. So we'll move on to number 2 on your agenda is declaration of conflicts of interest. Are there any declarations of conflicts of interest or any of the items listed on the agenda? Anyone? Seeing none, we'll move on to number 3. We have no presentations or delegations today. So number 4, items for consideration. There are 3 items up today on today's agenda for consideration. The first one is 4.1, Brantford Sports and Entertainment Center design update. The financial impact is none. It's 2025-537. So I will ask staff to come forward and provide an overview of this item. Please, Jennifer.
Perfect. Through the chair to everyone on the committee, good afternoon. Jennifer Elliott, Director of Engineering Services with the City of Brantford. I thank you for your time today. I will be doing a quick overview of the Brantford Sports and Entertainment Center. So the project update, where we are to date, and some of our accessibility considerations with the project. So just a quick background of the project. So the Brantford Sports and Entertainment Center project, it's to construct an arena to house the main tenant of the Brantford Bulldogs, the OHL team there must be timing on this slide, at 75 Market Street South in Brantford. So the tenderly called the BSEC, which is that Brantford Sports and Entertainment Center. So the Sports and Entertainment Center will be a destination place for OHL hockey and concert events alike within the envisioned entertainment district of the Lower Downtown Bowl. So the facility is being designed with approximately 5,300 seats for hockey event and up to approximately 7,000 seats for a center stage entertainment event. So during the detailed design, so this is a new process for the city. We're working with as a progressive design build, which has the city, the contractors, the consultants, all sitting at that same table, and they are working very quickly through the detailed design to move into construction. So during that process, we have engaged as site plan control through various departments, various outside agencies, as well as we have met and consulted with Jen Sawicki, our accessibility coordinator, reviewed some of those plans and received some initial feedback. So through those design considerations, this new facility will include public entry area with vestibule, public lobby, large main staircase, double escalators and elevators. I will go more in depth and show plans on subsequent slides. This is terrible. My apologies because of the timing of the slide deck. I obviously did not prepare this ahead of time. There will also be a first floor event level, second floor concourse level, and third floor premium level within the facility, multiple washroom facility options, as well as site upgrades. All of these areas have been designed to Ontario Building Code, AODA, as well as Brantford's FADS, the Facility Accessibility Design Standards criteria. So that main entry area, that is going to be the main lobby. It will be on the northeast quadrant of the building. So if anyone is aware of Market Street, where the current Civic Center lands, Market Street South runs north-south. And this property is on the west side, which is the river side of that property. So the anchor, no. Oh, I really do not like this timing. I do apologize. So that main lobby is on the northeast quadrant of the building. Patrons will enter through the vestibule, through security screening, and into the main lobby. The second floor concourse level will be accessed via a large main staircase, a double escalator option, as well as elevators. The third floor premium level will be accessed by staircase or elevators. There will be various seating arrangements within this facility. Our anchor tenant being the OHL hockey team, so there will be the hockey arena seating, which is, we've identified in these three images. The top image is the hockey arena seating arrangement. That will accommodate approximately 5,300 seats. Then there is our middle image. So the end of facility stage event. So if there is a concert or some other entertainment event where the stage is at the end of the hockey arena, so in a goal post area, that will also seat 5,300 patrons due to the retractable stadium seating that would be at the end of the facility. Then the lower image, that is a center facility stage event. So you could envision like a TED Talk or something along those lines that has a center stage, and that setup would accommodate approximately 7,000 seats. For the washroom facilities within this building, there will be multiple washroom facility options that'll be provided. Those will include standard stalls within washrooms, accessible stalls within the washrooms, as well as separate universal rooms, and those will exist on all levels. So the first floor event level, that would have right now approximately 16 standard stalls, 2 accessible stalls, and 4 universal rooms. The second floor concourse level, which will have the main, all of the main event level amenities, that will have approximately 250 standard stalls, 10 accessible stalls, and 7 universal rooms. And the third floor premium level, which will have VIP suites in there, that will have approximately 12 universal rooms. So much more than the current Civic Center. All of the typical mounting heights for all of our fixtures, that will be as per OBC, AODA, and our FADS manual. So we will have all of our fixtures mounted at those set heights. There will also be barrier-free parking provided. So there is some minor site upgrades around the new arena, where we will have a smaller parking lot. A smaller parking lot near the rear of the facility will be constructed, and that's to have approximately 60 spots for staff and team parking. Overall on the site, we will include 8 barrier-free parking spaces that will be located on 2 areas within the site. We will have 4 barrier-free parking spaces located on the north side of the property. Those 8 spaces will, that provides the quickest path of travel to the entry lobby. So that is the closest location to get to that entry lobby and have 8 barrier-free spots, be a mixture of the type A, type B spots. There will also be 2 barrier-free parking spaces located on the southwest corner. So that is the rear of the building where we would be having the 60 space lot at the rear of the new building. We will also be having a drop-off lay-by. So that's like a parking lane of sorts, like a drop-off lane on Market Street South. So that will be installed and constructed. There will be a larger sidewalk and access area beside the lay-by where we could facilitate, say, like a Brantford lift drop-off with the larger adjacent sidewalk to accommodate ramps, excuse me, mobility and access in and around that sidewalk. And I have questions. So I don't know if we do questions, open it up to the floor for questions or.
Perfect, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
May I have a mover and a seconder to place the motion on the floor for the questions and comments? Yes, thank you, Madison and Amra. Questions for Jennifer, comments, please? Yes, Councillor Hunt.
Thank you, Chair, and through you to staff. So Jennifer, when we did the unveiling for council, the discussion came up regarding the number of accessible spaces. So there are requirements. There are approximately 300 spaces, I believe, on site. And so the current proposal, I think you've added 2. I think the original design had 8, and you've added 2 more. But in reality, when I met with the project design team, I had indicated if you've got 5,000 to 7,000 people inside this building, that you're not going to be meeting anywhere near the requirements for accessible spaces. So my recommendation was that a third or 100 accessible spaces be put on the site. And even then, if you between 5,000 to 7,000 people, if you look at the number of people with accessible parking permits that would be attending any of these events, I think we're going to be there's still going to be good people that are not going to be able to find a spot. So the current Civic Center has 12 accessible spots for and if you don't get there very early, you can't get one anyway, and there's only 3,000 people in that building. So potentially doubling the number of people in the building, and looking at where people that have an accessible parking permit are going to park. The parkade or any of the other surface parking that's being included in the parking that's being kind of like, we know we need 5,000 to 7,000 surface spaces within a 10-minute walk. That doesn't really work if someone requires an accessible spot. So I know that the design team has heard me. I spoke to them directly when we did the council unveiling, but I just wanted to also put it here before the committee that my recommendation is, of the 300 spots that are on site, that 100 of them be designated accessible spots. Because as I said, if you've got 5,000 to 7,000 people in that building, you're going to have way more than 100 people that have an accessible parking permit.
That's, do you want through the chair to you, Councillor Hunt? So I note your statement and your request. I have written that down. Were we asking like how they came up with any of those numbers, or just noting your comments?
Well, through the chair, so I know that we are looking at it from a site specific standpoint, being that there's 300 spots and our current ratio is 2%. So 300 spots would be 6. So we're above the ratio. But the reality of the attendance numbers is going to be significantly higher than what our current ratio is.
Through the chair to you, Councillor Hunt, as well. Like, I know there has been conversations within the entirety of the group for those future possibilities, because there is a large chunk of parking lot that is currently leased out to OLG. So once that lease is up, we're still working with OLG. If they still require it, perhaps then we can add in additional parking through the back as well.
Councillor Hunt, quick question for you. Would you like to put forward a motion on this material, or just have it noted in the minutes?
And I'm not looking at the resolution, but I believe the resolution probably has that the comments are coming from the committee back.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah, so that would be, if the committee agrees, that would be a comment for the design team's consideration. And I have spoken directly with the project team. So they won't be surprised to see it come back, because they've already they've already heard it from me, and this actually came from the mayor. The mayor asked me when we were at the kind of the unveiling for council to get our first look, how many spots do we think we need? And my honest opinion was that our 8 or 10 spots, given the amount of people that are going to be in attendance at any one particular event, is not going to be sufficient.
Excellent point, Councillor Hunt. Thank you so much. Further questions for Jennifer? Councillor Van Tilburg, please.
Would we not be able to determine with empirical evidence what that usage for the parking would be? With, you know, we've got essentially 3,000 people on and off using the building, and we should be able to determine what the ratio is based on that 3,000 in order to, and I know I have no idea, but I'm sure that that's doable. Be it looking at plates or what have you, to get to draw that down. My other question is, I'm looking at, I get my bearings mixed up sometimes when I'm looking at the building and the crossovers, but would it not be all the people walking from the parkade down the sidewalks that are actually crisscrossing over the driveway that goes to the accessible parking? Is that what I'm looking at?
Through the chair to you, Councillor Van Tilburg. So the main entryway to the property would be in that direction from the parkade of sorts, from the parkade southbound along Market Street and then up diagonally into the property. Yes, you would see that it crosses one of the exit lanes that goes towards the 8 barrier-free parking spaces. However, when they're talking about the functionality of that facility, during events, during game day, that laneway would be closed to traffic. So there would be no traffic entering or exiting during that.
Okay.
But you wouldn't have that conflict between vehicles and.
That's yeah. Okay, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Sarah, you have a question?
Hi. Yes, I was wondering about tactile warning surfaces. Is there anything in place in and around the building, like maybe wayfinding paths? Was there any consideration for color contrast? Currently, it's a very dark building. Something about lighting, and I'm just wondering if there was any consideration and when with these plans. I think a wayfinding path, even leaving to like the concession stand or something along those lines, would be very beneficial.
Yeah. Through the chair to yourself, Sarah, very nice to meet you today. So through the detailed design, yes, they are 100% looking at all those factors. They've identified as the detailed design plans are moving forward, there are tactile surfaces, whether they be outside in the site or within the facility on like at tops and bottoms of the ramps and of stairwells as well. The wayfinding signage as well, they are looking through that and building that so that it would comply to our standards to be in proper placement, as well as having different modes of speaking towards everybody. You'll have braille as well as the high contrast signage for wayfinding towards the concourse or whichever level that you are going to be seated at.
Thank you for that. Further questions? Connie, you have a question?
Yeah, just to that effect, for an individual who has a deafblind or sensory loss, wayfinding is on the ground as well as on the walls. And if you're somebody with a cane or a guide dog getting from point A upstairs to a concession, there's a lot of void there. So I just encourage the designers to not just meet current standards for fads, but to look at improvements to those minimums for an individual with varying, disabilities, including the entrances, like guide dogs can't see full glass walls. So there's just some things that should be revisited from an exterior standpoint for wayfinding that is just not immediate tactile to somebody's fingers or cane, but to a guide dog, to somebody that's could be using a cane or echolocation, who has hearing devices, reverberations, vibrations, lighting levels, things like that. There's information for everybody on all surfaces, so just ensuring that the environment is comfortable for those individuals will increase their participation in attendance for any event that's there.
Excellent. Thank you. I've written all of that down. We will pass that on to the team to ensure that they're also looking at those items.
Thank you for that. Councillor Hunt, you had another question?
Yeah, just another consideration is the audible wayfinding. So something like right here, Foursquare, where, I mean, the time to install it is when you're building it. But that takes away from, I don't know how many times I've heard somebody say, it's great for me to be able to read a braille sign, but I have to find the sign on the wall first. And then the other options that are available with I know with right here is that the Audible is available in, I believe, 26 different languages. So that also enhances the usability of signage for not somebody whose English or French is not their mother, it's not the language that they speak. So I do know, I believe the Sanderson Center has Foursquare, but right here is also another option where it's audible wayfinding. So it's, it does not require the reliance on just visual or tactile signage within the facility.
Thank you for that, Councillor Hunt. Connie, did you have another question?
Yeah, sorry. And forgive me, I came in a little bit late. I apologize. Is there an accessibility design professional on the design team? By RFAC, perhaps, that will look at this, the whole project and picture as the design is developing, work alongside Jenny and, when moving forward with the design elements. Someone that's certified to know latest technologies and design practices to exceed fads and to reach for the next level for accessibility.
Through the chair to you, Connie. So Stantec is our architect of reference. They have architects and engineers, and they are the ones that are focusing on the accessibility. They do have a professional that is dedicated to the accessibility components of the entire property.
Okay, so they do have a designated accessibility professional. That's what looking at it.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Further questions or comments? Seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor? Do we have any opposed? Thank you. That is carried. And if we could move on to our next item, please. 4.2. Walter Gretzky Golf Course Maintenance Building Project Update 2025-538. I will ask staff to come forward and provide an overview of this item. Please, Amanda.
So through the chair, good morning. Thank you very much to the committee for having me here. I would like to go over the Walter Gretzky Golf Course Maintenance Building Project. So background, the project involves the demolition of the existing Quonset hut maintenance building and construction of a new maintenance building and yard area at the Walter Gretzky Golf Course at 320 Balmoral Ave in Brantford. The goal for the new facility is to improve the visitor's first impression of the golf course with the design of an aesthetically pleasing facility that operates efficiently and has a neat and tidy appearance. Just so you can see the pictures. So this is the rendering number 1. So this is the northeast front of the building and main entrance. So this is the main entrance right here. So some design considerations. The new 5,250 square foot building will include indoor storage space for mowers, tractors, and golf course maintenance equipment, mechanics garage and workshop space for equipment maintenance activities, storage space for supplies, and a staff lunchroom for up to 10 staff, greenskeeper's office, washroom, locker space, and shower. All areas have been designed to the Ontario Building Code, Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act, and the facility's accessibility design standards criteria. So the site plan, the maintenance yard and building is set immediately south of the entrance and parking lot. So the main entrance to the Walter Gretzky Golf Course is right here. If you can see that okay. This is the parking lot, the main parking lot, and then this will be the new building right here. So the yard space, which is all right here, it will contain bulk material storage areas, fuel tank fill-up area, chemical storage, chemical fill-up pad, and wash pad. And then a cart storage area for 30 carts is to be constructed beside the existing pro shop, which is right here. And the interior walls of the pro shop garage are going to be removed to accommodate an additional storage of 30 carts inside. So the cart storage areas are to be designed to accommodate for future charging of electric carts as well. This is a bit more zoomed in site plan. So city staff will conduct normal golf course maintenance yard activities within this facility. The equipment storage area design shall feature an open plan to promote flexibility in storage requirements. And the garage doors on opposite ends of the building. So there will be some garage doors here and then garage doors here at the back. They will allow for equipment to move through the building, limiting the need to reverse equipment. And then this is even more zoomed in floor plan. So we have this section of green here is the unheated storage garage. So it will contain storage space for mowers, tractors, and golf course maintenance equipment. The semi-heated storage, which is this pink section right here in the middle, will include space for equipment maintenance activities. And the semi-heated workshop blue here will have storage space for supplies. Actually, that's opposite, sorry. This pink one is storage space for supplies, and this blue one is for equipment maintenance activities. Apologies. And then we have this staff space, which is the yellow greenish space right here, will be for staff. There will be room for up to 10 staff. There will be a greenskeeper's office right here, a washroom, which will be right here, a lounge, which is right here, locker space, and in here, and then the shower, which is in the bathroom as well. And this is a more zoomed in floor plan of the staff space. So the entrance vestibule, which will be right here, will come with power door operators. Gender inclusive barrier free washroom will come with power door operators and accessible shower. the locker room and staff lounge area. It will come with accessible equipment and furniture. And this space has been OBC, AODA, and FADS compliant. And then this is the typical mounting heights. So the mounting heights of fixtures and accessories. They will all be, again, they will all be OBC, AODA, and FADS compliant. And that is everything. If there are any questions?
Thank you for that, Amanda. Could I have a mover and a seconder to put this on the floor for further discussion, please? Yes, Sarah and Amra. And we have questions for Amanda, please. I see no questions for you, Amanda. What a wonderful presentation. You answered everyone's question.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So I will call the question. Those in favor? And is there anyone opposed? And that is carried. Thank you so much. All right. We will move on to 4.3. The Wayne Gretzky Sports Center, the arena side, adult change table project update 2025-547. I will ask staff to come forward and provide an overview of this item. Please, Gord.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you, everyone. My name is Gord Gavrilovich. I'm the manager of Facilities Capital Development. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of our proposed adult change table at Wayne Gretzky Sports Center. This is a change table on the arena side of the facility. So primary purpose of this project is to meet the Brantford accessibility plan, which was identified in 2020. It outlines removing barriers to facilities within the city. In that plan, it was identified that an adult change table was to be installed at the sports center, and it was funded, part of the funded accessibility modifications project for future consideration. In 2023, we installed an adult change table at the 25-meter pool in an existing family change room that complied to the city's bad standards. And it was recommended that another adult change table be installed within the facility to accommodate the arena side. This would be installed near the 4 rinks and the arena there. So the proposed change table will be installed in an existing accessible washroom. And that washroom already includes all the power door operators, the grab bars, the controls and emergency buttons that are required. And the room is fully OBC, AODA, and FADS compliant. And installing this change table, there is room to install this change table, so that will make it fully compliant. So floor plan, this is the area within the Wayne Gretzky Center. The rinks, if you can see them, there's 2 rinks at the top, and then you can see the 1 rink, but there's another one beside it. So this barrier-free washroom was chosen because it's between all 4 rinks. So it's an ideal location to provide this change table. This is just a zoomed in view to that room. So there's, and the change table is identified there in a red rectangle. Again, this hasn't been installed yet. We're in the process of getting this together and installed. So there is enough ample room to have the change table and to still provide the turning radius required with the change table up. The change table itself is going to be installed in this location. This is a photo of the washroom in question, so it's going to be beside in this area here beside the water closet. The change table itself currently is an existing table that we have in the transit building just behind us here. It's not being used, so we're going to take that table, remove it from there, and put it into this location. Some features of this change table, it's fully compliant. It adjusts from 12 inches to 41 inches from the floor, can support up to 440 pounds or 200 kilograms. It exceeds the 300-pound requirement, both the FATS and the OBC requirements. And those are some of the measurements. It's 70.8 inches long and 28.9 inches wide. Can be open and closed with one hand, and also includes a safety rail and a curved dip in the center for easier patient changing. So this second change table was required. It was identified as a requirement, so we're meeting that need. And this is part of the city basically continuing to promote dignity, independence, integration, and equality. So providing whatever's required for accessibility needs. Any questions?
Oh, thank you for that. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please, to place the motion on the floor? Yes, Madison. And Emra, thank you. Questions for Gord, comments, please. I have one question, Gord. Seeing as we have the table in our possession, what's the timeline like to have this installed?
Through the chair too.
Thank you.
We are looking to have this installed within the next month or so. And we've got the request for quotation prepared, and we're going to go out and get a contractor who can move it and install it in the new location.
Perfect, thank you. Any further questions, comments? Okay, seeing none, I will call. Oh, sorry. Yes, Jenny, I didn't see you.
Sorry, I just noticed that the change table looked a little close to the water closet, so just make sure that clear
Yep.
space is there. I think it's 36 inches.
Okay, no, we will. It's noted, and we will make sure it's designed that way.
And thank you for getting it done.
Perfect.
Sorry for hounding you.
Okay, seeing none. I will call the question. All those in favor? And are there any opposed to that? Seeing none, that is carried. Thank you so much, Gord. Moving on to number 5, consent items. We have 2 consent items today. 5.1, Brantford Accessibility Advisory Committee 2026 meeting dates. May I please have a mover and a seconder to approve the meeting dates for next year? Yes, Sarah, thank you. And Chris, thank you. Any questions regarding these dates? Yes, comment, please, Kristen.
Through the chair, the dates will be next year for January, March, May, September, and December. And the reason for the switch in the months is that it is an election year next year. So we are taking summer break in August and will not be holding any meetings during October and November until after the election. So we've added a December meeting for the Accessibility Committee.
Thank you for that. All right, all those in favor, accepting the dates as Kristen has outlined? Any questions, further discussions? No, any opposed? And that's carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to 5.2, Brantford Accessibility Advisory Committee, September 18, 2025. May I please have a mover and a seconder to approve the minutes as sent out? Mover, seconder for the minutes, please. Yes, thank you, Bev. And Amra. Discussions, comments, errors, additions, deletions, anything on the minutes? Seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor of accepting the minutes as slated? Any opposed? Thank you, that is carried. We have no resolutions. We have no notices of motion. And number 8 on your agenda, we are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great day, everyone.